I grew up in the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. I lived there until I left to go to college and didn't move back. It was just after I left, a couple years after I left, that then Archbishop Timothy Dolan came to Milwaukee. He came on the heels of the resignation of the previous Archbishop, and he had sort of an uphill battle. My father got to know him during his time as Archbishop of Milwaukee. My dad was a physician. He worked with the Catholic Physicians Guild, and so he worked with the Archbishop in the Archbishop's office on some bioethical questions or medical ethical questions. Anyway, they got to know each other a little bit. Fast forward years, and I had met Cardinal Dolan once or twice. He's now in New York, and I met him once or twice since he had gone to New York, and through work, church things. And I was essentially a nobody, so I'm sure he met me, smiled, shook my hand, and I had no expectation that he would remember who I was. This would have been 2014 or 15 maybe, and my father was ill. He was terminally ill with cancer. And I was at a conference in New York, and I was walking down the streets of New York. It was the evening. I had left the conference. I was walking back to my hotel, and walking down the sidewalk toward me was Cardinal Dolan, and which turned out to be his sister. And I stopped him on the street and just sort of to say hi, which, if I were him, would have annoyed me greatly. But it didn't annoy him. He being himself. He was very jovial and happy. And I stopped him. I said, "I just want to say hi. I don't want to keep you. I'm Steve White. We've met in these other places, and I just want to say hello." And without any reference to my father, he said, "Oh yeah, Steve, of course. How is your dad?" Because you knew my dad was sick, and there was one of the most touching moments from any pastor. It's sometimes when you meet somebody that you know, even somebody you know, in some random context, you sort of struggle to remember, I don't know, their name, details about them, things like that. And here it was in a completely foreign context, totally different than any setting we met before. I accosted him on the street, and the first thing he thought of was my dad. And that was really, really touching. Maybe that's a gift that some pastors have, to be able to remember those sorts of things. But that was a very touching moment.